We can't have anything nice. We can't. Oh my gosh. So today, or, you know, I don't know, like yesterday, I had seen like a freaking another tweet that was posted in the IISU Discord server, right? And it was like more drama, and I was like, oh dang it! And it was this like old text message from Usagi Shade. Now you're probably wondering, was this recent? No, it was in 2016. It was in 20 freaking 16, right? This person waited 10 whole years to even speak out about it. That's the only one I know about. I heard there's more, but also like it was clearly like not even what people were claiming it to be. Like the people were like, "Oh, Usagi Shade's a groomer." It was barely even grooming. I would say what it looked like was bipolar. Like he seemed very bipolar in those text messages. So I would assume that he's bipolar, you know? But people took it out of hand. People were continuing to call him a racist, transphobe, and bigot. And now he's gone. Yeah. Are you guys happy? Are you guys happy that your racist, transphobe, and bigot is gone? Because, this just goes to show that the internet cannot let people have a nice thing for more than 2 seconds. This project was great. Like I didn't feel like it was out of proportion. So I feel like certain things like the online community was out of proportion. No, I mean yeah, actually yeah, I did think that was out of proportion. Like the moderation and all that sort of stuff that goes into that definitely would have been hard for the developer team and all that sort of stuff. But the vision was clear, and if the vision was clear, we could have gotten Isu by the time Usagi Shade said we could have had Isu. But now that he's gone, we have no main designer. Now I'm pretty sure Usagi Shade's got like all the designs down, and the team has absolutely nothing to worry about at the moment. Like Usagi, but that's the thing. Usagi Shade he wasn't really like the guy. He was the guy with the idea, but there were a lot of people like sharing their ideas, and there were a lot of people who weren't Usagi Shade and was able to design similar to him. But does that mean it's going to look the exact same as Usagi Shade's? No. And the vision possibly can change, And that's because the internet, like the Twitter and Blue Sky likes to spout random crap that doesn't even make sense. I've seen this so many times, and I was going to make a follow-up video to the first video like a long time ago or yesterday, but because dude, people were saying like the craziest stuff about Isu. Like Isu was made by AI. What? And so you see these tweets where like people were like praising it. They're like, oh yeah, Usagi Shade stepped down. He's getting off the internet. This racist, transphobe, bigoted, what you call it? Like person who said something 2 years ago and said something in 2016 and clearly has a bipolar or mental disorder, and then not only that, but like they're also calling Isu an AI scam. Where are you getting this intel from? There's no evidence. There's no candle to your cake. There's no crust to your pie. Like, where is this information coming from? Dude, if you're gonna say stuff, dude, have some backup on there. Have some, hold it up, support it. Hold it up, support it. Like, there's nothing supporting your claim, It's clear that people on Twitter have not, learned past like second grade, because that's obvious. You need evidence to show that you're not tweaking. And then there are a lot of people who are like, yeah, you guys did this. And yeah, Twitter, Blue Sky, Discord mainly did it. I was in the VI. I was a supporter. Now I'm getting refunded, which sucks because like I really want to put like money into this project to be a part of a community. When I was a part of Usagi Shade's community, when it came to the smaller things like looking in media and handheld channels and like talking to people about stuff that we love and going VIP and just making jokes, nothing crazy, that was fun. The first shutdown of the IISU server, that was fun because it brought a lot of people together talking about how much of a non-issue this was. I was talking to my dad about it. For sure, if IISU comes out, nobody's gonna give a crap about the drama in the past. The number one thing I'd say as to why this is because if you don't realize, majority of the people who want IISU are casuals. Like they're not people who look into drama too much and are like, oh, I'm not supporting that. Dude, Usagi Shade wasn't even being transphobic. He was stating his opinion, and at the time, for something that, like, at the time for him, probably wasn't normal. If a baby stares down a freaking trans person, is that baby transphobic? No, dude. It's something new to them. And it's the same thing with Usagi Shade. I'm not saying he's a baby, but I'm just saying, like, people have different perception of things depending on where they grew up, where they lived, where they, what they know. And so when they hear something like trans, they get confused or they get scared, but that doesn't mean that they hate, their trans hate. I mean, of course, transphobia isn't necessarily bad, That's what I'm saying. Like, unless you know what a trans person is, you fully understand what it is, and you still choose to be scared and be afraid of them and constantly hate on them, then yeah, that's when it gets bad. But if you're transphobic, inform that person. Inform the person that's transphobic. Clearly, because sometimes it's just people who don't know what a trans person is. And of course, this is 2 years ago. So clearly he learned what a trans person is, and he learned to accept them. Not everybody, and that's what I don't like about the trans community. That's what I don't like about the non-binary community. That's not what I like about LGBTQ. At least on Twitter, on Twitter, they expect everybody to immediately accept them for who they are immediately. Like, even I know if I came out to my parents, like, dude, they would not accept me for a while. They might even disown me because that's not how they live, and I understand that. And I take that to heart. That's why I hide it, And of course, it sucks that I have to hide something from my parents that is a part of me, but like, it's like I'm fine with being hidden, Like, in my life, I've already been a hidden person. But back to Usagi Shade, he was not being like trans hate. He was being transphobic. I will agree with that. But in that case, you just eventually you just learned and became not transphobic. And that's the thing. When people see things that happened 2 years ago or 9 years ago, they say they're like they use the stuff that they see from like 9 years ago, and they still use it. Like, I've seen people still call Usagi Shade a racist and a transphobe, and and a groomer because of these allegations. First of all, the thing that was 9 years ago was 9 years ago. He clearly could have had enough time to change, and also it's clear that he has some sort of mental disorder. And there's been multiple times people have seen in like his channel updates or his channel posts where he's said like, oh, hey, my mental state is getting worse. It's clear that there's like a a pattern that shows he has some sort of mental disorder, and he's either neurodivergent or, yeah, like he's either neurodivergent or he's got like bipolar disorder or something, because like, yeah, and I'm not saying that as to use it as an excuse, but it's also something where you gotta realize what he said wasn't even bad if he was bipolar. It was creepy. It was creepy what he said, but also it was 9 years ago. You know, like somebody said something creepy 9 years ago, I would still be a little bit on edge, but I wouldn't be like, you're weird and you need to be put into the ground. It's essentially what people were saying. Like, you need to be Usagi Shade. You need to get canceled immediately. Like, it's so stupid. Like, and now we're not getting IISU. You know, I was really, and I mean, of course, we might still get IISU. The dev team is very capable, and I've seen what they can do. Um, Another thing is like people with the AI stuff, man. People who don't understand coding, like on a front and back end type stuff, like all that kind of stuff. People who don't understand coding but understand vibe coders. Um, Vibe coders are people who use AI to code everything, right? AI is not coding this. I've used AI to troubleshoot. I've used AI for a multitude of things for code. Um, AI sucks at coding. AI sucks at coding. Currently, like, of course we have generative AI and language models, but you realize at the end of the day, those are supposed to be tools. And there are certain things that, we can use ChatGPT to make them not just tools, but like workers, right? But right now for AI and coding, AI is a tool. You're not using AI to fully code an entire emulation front end. Like, that's so stupid to say. Like, do you know, majority of the people on Twitter don't even know what they're talking about. And they say IISU is made by a bunch of vibe coders, or IISU is an AI scam, just because, first of all, they saw some guy had a generative AI profile picture in the video of the presentation. Dude, that should be the least of our worries. I understand that AI art is, like, it takes resources, and then, like, it scrapes art, stealing art. I understand that. I as an artist don't want AI scraping my art unless there was some sort of compensation or there was a program. Hey, you put your art on here and AI will scrape it and we'll pay the crap out of you. Like, now that is what we need to do, because that's the number one problem. People are like, no AI art. I definitely agree, no AI art, because a lot of people use that as a catalyst to be like, hey, I'm an artist, but we know next to nothing about this developer, and we definitely know he's never said anything like, oh yeah, I'm an artist, and he's got an AI profile picture. I've created AI profile pictures before, dude. I've created AI images. You try at least once to see how it is, This guy's using it probably because he created it once for an idea that he had, and now he's just using it because it looks cool. Like, I don't see how much of an issue that is when he's not using it for any promotional value. He's not selling it. He's not doing anything with the AI art. He's just making it his profile picture, dude. And he's not claiming that he made it. He's never said anything like that. Like, this is, people criticize immediately based off of no consensus, no information whatsoever. Like, this guy never said anything about, oh yeah, I made this by myself, I never used it. Like, dude, this guy wasn't selling AI art or anything. They're saying, oh yeah, I'm gonna go put all my AI art on the IISU marketplace. Like, no, dude. And then not only that, but the whole Leone uses AI in in coding was so stupid. Like, they already came out and said, hey, I was just troubleshooting something, or like something that was really hard to code or hard to figure out. And that's completely fine. As somebody who codes, like, I use AI, you know, a lot because there are a lot of things, a lot of errors that, yeah, they're solvable. You can find them, but it takes so long to find. You need to focus on this one thing. So you just, like, you can't go for hours scraping for code that might not even work. Like an error, a fix to an error that might not even work. You use ChatGPT, and even then, it's a Russian roulette because like ChatGPT doesn't always generate code the best way. So most of the time, it's as easy as just saying, "Hey, ChatGPT, I have this error. Can you explain it to me?" Boom. It's not even that. That's using it as a tool, not as a crutch. A lot of people use it as a crutch. I used to use it as a crutch. When I developed games for the first time, I used it as a crutch because I didn't know C#. Dude, I didn't know any of that stuff until I learned about Java. And so AI is not even really that bad for coding. Just use it as a tool. And that's clearly what they do. They use it as a tool. Does not make it an AI scam. Does not make it it doesn't make these things. Honestly, people just drag this out of proportions. People just 100% just ruined it for everyone. Everyone. And when you ruin it for the casuals are going to get mad. The casuals the majority. The minority is the people who get mad at Usagi Shade for what he said or what he did in the past, and clearly can't just let bygones be bygones. And that's the thing. Even if this happened this year, as long as he's like, "Oh guys, I'm sorry. What I said wasn't right," forgive and forget. Forgive and forget. It's the number one thing you got to do in this world, or you'll be stuck as a miserable human being. Forgive and forget. Forgive and forget. Now, you don't have to support Usagi Shade. You don't have to, but forgive and forget. I know it seems like it's a way to make it as an excuse to let those people roam free into the world. But Usagi Shade's not even a bad person. He's clearly somebody who has an unstable mental state, or at least back in the day, in 2016, and recently before. So it's clear that he has some sort of mental disorder. There's nothing wrong with that. People just blew this out of proportion and made it a bigger deal than it had to, because guess what? He's making an emulation front end that's going to be huge. He's creating something big for the community. Let's shut him down. For what? What joy does that bring you? What joy does that bring you to ruin something for everybody? I was really looking for this project. I got a Retroid Flip 2. I got an 9 right now, but I got a Retroid Flip 2 just for IISU, and now we don't even know if it's coming out. That's just the sucky thing. Is people did this. People did this. People. IRL people did this, and now there's nothing, absolutely nothing we can do. All we can do is try to support IISU, see where it goes. Hey, 0.03 or 0.0.3 is coming out, the alpha, and that's the thing. People are like, there's nothing showing that they've been dude, go join the Discord server, and you'll see the development that they've been making. And at least for the general public, what they have access to is a lot of concepts. Is a lot of, hey, we're working on this, and we're gonna, we're getting there. And then when you join VIP, when you donate just $5 to go look at the VIP updates, then you will see, hey, we're releasing a 0.0.3 alpha. It's got improved animations. It looks way more closer to the IISU design than the last ones did. So if you don't want to donate $5 on Ko-fi to IISU to go see the updates, or you don't want to join the Discord server, don't say crap about how the issue has no development at all. Like we don't see anything. Like, just join the Discord server, dude. Do you think he's gonna make a public announcement? Hey guys, I just released a new alpha. Here it is to everyone for free. No, no, dude. Of course, that's the team's choice. The reason why the reason why they lock the alpha behind VIP is because they know it's getting into capable hands, people who actually love the project. When it comes to the people in general in the Discord server, those are people who are either there for the drama, or they're there to see how long this project lasts, or they're there to crap on Usagi Shade, or they're there to just to willy whack and do random stuff, dude. Like, it's never about I've seen a lot of people who are about the project. Yeah, of course, you'll get those people. But when it comes to the VIP, literally everybody in there is is like hoping for East to come out. It's clear that Usagi Shade was just not wanted on the internet because he just got too popular, and people got jelly. People envy that. When a normal person gets popular, people envy that. And now on Twitter, it's cancel culture. It's not sitting there in Wallace and shame and be like, oh, that kid's cooler than me. Now it's, I'm gonna go dig up something about you from 2 years ago or 9 years ago, something that doesn't even reflect the person you are now, and I'm gonna dig that up, put it on Twitter for everybody to see. And those people, they feel like heroes. Like, hey guys, I found out Usagi Shade said this in the past. This means that he's a racist. No, dude, you just ruined a man's fun. You just ruined a man's passion project. Just because you found something in the past. That's the number one thing that we have to take away from this, is these people ruined Usagi Shade. Ruined, and they're happy about it. And this is how it's going to be on the internet. Honestly, I'm not even surprised. But if it happens, it happens. All I can do is wish the best of luck to Usagi Shade, because, that really sucks. But anyways, that's all I had to do or to say about this video. This is just stupid. Really, really stupid. And I hope a lot of the people who said things about Usagi Shade get IISU, and it's nothing that they, that they hope for, because clearly, taking out the main developer doesn't help the development of the product that you want, So y'all did this. I hope you guys are happy. Thanks for nothing, dude. But whatever. I'm just gonna get my Retro Flip 2 and freaking buy Beacon or something, because I was really looking forward to IISU, but we don't even know if we're gonna get what we expected. But whatever we get, it's what y'all get. It's what you guys deserve for bringing down a man's passion project. But anyways, I'm out. Goodbye.